Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Republic of the Philippines and the Commander-in-Chief, Armed Forces of the Philippines, His Excellency Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. He is welcomed by Vice Admiral Cesar Bernard N. Valencia, Philippine Navy, the Superintendent, Philippine Military Academy.
Mga kasama, pinapapos ating panauwing pantangan, His Excellency Ferdinand Marcos Jr., President of the Republic of the Philippines, and Commander-in-Chief, Armed Forces of the Philippines. Kanyang pusong pasasalamat sa parangal na ginawad natin sa kanya ngayong umaga. Mabuhay!
May we request His Excellency President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. to proceed at Kabunyan Hall.
Tigas. Attitude.
announcing the arrival of our guest of honor and speaker, His Excellency Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr., the President of the Republic of the Philippines and the Commander-in-Chief, Armed Forces of the Philippines.
Tanghal! To!
Please remain standing for the honors to the nation.
Tanghal.
Please be seated.
Baba! Da! Manual of Arms, di ba? Mga kang pinuno, sumalikod ko. Wait lang. Cut!
In a short while, the regiment commander will give a series of commands for the corps to execute the Manual of Arms.
Pagsasanay sa paghawak ng sandata sa kanang balikat.
Starting with
Da!
right shoulder arms,
Sa kaliwang balikat. Da!
left shoulder arms,
Agap! Da!
forward arms,
Baba! Da!
order arms,
Siyasat! Da!
inspection arms,
Agap! Da! Baba!
And finally,
To!
order arms.
The regiment commander orders the regimental adjutant to receive the reports.
Tanggapin ang huling ulat.
After receiving the reports, the regimental adjutant faces about, salutes, and renders to the regiment commander, Sir, the Corps, all present and accounted for.
Iyag! Ang kautosan!
The regiment commander orders the regimental adjutant to publish the order of the day.
Sila ba yan? Hongling? Hindi naman na tayo magde-departure.
After publishing the order, the regimental adjutant gives the command officer center march. He then proceeds to his position with the regimental staff, as cadet officers from each battalion march forward to receive instructions from the regiment commander.
Communications, orders, and disseminations must pass through proper channels. This is a practice observed in the military profession, which signifies the importance of the chain of command. Through the chain of command, a more effective and efficient working arrangement results among men in arms. Now approaching the grandstand, ladies and gentlemen, are the members of the chain of command. The officers of the Cadet Corps Armed Forces of the Philippines.
Harap sa likod! Harap! God!
Upon the salute of his officers, the regiment commander acknowledges, gives instructions, and directs them to proceed back to their respective posts.
Nakapantay ba kayo sa
While inside the hallowed grounds of this great institution, The cadets must endure the challenging training. The military system characterizes and distinguishes the unique life inside PMA. It fosters punctuality, order, discipline, and respect for authority. By placing cadets in a uniform plane, it enables these young men and women to advance through self-reliance, initiative, and strength of character. In this environment, they learn the value of discipline and teamwork while being challenged to excel individually and collectively. The cadet experience shapes not only leaders of the future, but also individuals who embody courage, integrity, and loyalty. It is a journey of personal and professional growth, where failures become lessons and victories fuel a greater purpose. Through these challenges, they develop not just as soldiers, but as citizens who will lead with heart, mind, and an unwavering sense of duty.
Mga pinuno, sumalikod ko. God!
The regiment commander orders the court to present arms. To present the court to our guest of honor and speaker, His Excellency Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr., the President of the Republic of the Philippines, and the Commander-in-Chief, Armed Forces of the Philippines.
Tanghal! Tao!
The audience is requested to stand. Thank you. Please be seated.
Military ceremonial parades have been established to bestow honor to the Philippine flag, our national symbol. Recipients of awards and decorations are also accorded this honor. This is followed by the inspection of the troops, if the reviewing officer so desires. Ladies and gentlemen, our guest of honor and speaker was born on 13 September 1957 and was raised in the town of Batak, Ilocos Norte. For over 2 decades, he has dedicated his life to serving the Filipino people. He was elected as the governor of Ilocos Norte, and his term was marked by a greater importance placed on improving the province's agriculture, promoting better market opportunities to local farmers, and strengthening environmental policies for sustainable development. He was further elected as congressman and eventually as senator, where he served for several years as the chairman of the Senate Committee on Local Government. He strongly advocates reform and empowerment through provision of a more responsive national government support. As a leader of the Filipino people, he stands steadfast behind his vision. Ladies and gentlemen, trooping the line is our guest of honor and speaker, the President of the Republic of the Philippines, and the Commander-in-Chief, Armed Forces of the Philippines, His Excellency Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. He is accompanied by the Superintendent of the Philippine Military Academy, Vice Admiral Cesar Bernard and Valencia Philippine Navy, and by the Regiment Commander, Cadet First Captain Roncher L. Bernabe CCAFP. On 09 May 2022, he garnered the largest vote count of any presidential candidate in the nation's history. President Bongbong Marcos is committed to bring the new era in the Philippines that addresses the pressing problems and re-energize development in the country. He is further committed to uniting the nation and delivering a brighter future for the people. He is happily married to the First Lady, Attorney Luis Liza Cacho Araneta Marcos, and blessed with 3 children. Looking back at history, trooping the line was brought about by invasion of mainland Greece by the Dorians in 1200 BC. This is the act of inspecting the soldiers before and after each battle. Today, we still observe this military tradition to signify the common trust between the troops and their commander. Ladies and gentlemen, our guest of honor and speaker, His Excellency Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr., the President of the Republic of the Philippines, and the Commander-in-Chief, Armed Forces of the Philippines. Please be seated.
Pasulong! Huling mabingis, guys. Cut! Diretso na to. Sa malikot. Tas, Heinz, medyo lumayo ka paswa. Kadeteng! Bakit? Nakatakdang mamuno! Marap at bumagit na!
At this juncture, we shall now witness the turnover ceremony of the chain of command of the Cadet Corps Armed Forces of the Philippines. We will now witness the exchange of salutes by the outgoing and incoming cadet officers.
Ang mga kadete, nakatakdang mamuno. Baba kamay. Oh! Ang mga kadete, nakatakdang mamuno. Malikod. At!
We shall now proceed with a formal turnover of the CCAFP chain of command.
The exchanging of swords will start with the battalion commanders and staff, company commanders and staff, and platoon leaders. We are now witnessing the exchange of swords of the regimental staff, and finally, the regiment commander. This symbolizes the formal turnover of the duties and responsibilities held by the outgoing cadet officers and lieutenants. This might be as simple as it symbolically looks. However, behind this is a load of burdensome tasks assigned to each counterpart.
The PMA Siklab-Laya Class of 2025 tracks its beginning on June 14, 2021. 19,308 passed the written examination out of 35,213 aspiring young men and women who took the Philippine Military Academy entrance examination. 1,076 reported and took the complete physical exam. After a series of competitive tests, 350 cadets were carefully chosen to be the members of the PMA Siklab-Laya Class of 2025. The class educational attainment was also noted. 113 were in their college level, 235 are senior high school graduates, and 2 are degree holders. Composed of 350 cadets hailing from diverse ethno-linguistic backgrounds, Tagalog, Visayan, Ilocano, Bicolano, and Cordilleran. The class of 2025 embodies the spirit of the Filipino nation. Each cadet brings with them the culture, values, and strength of their homeland, forming a vibrant tapestry of identity. Despite differences in dialect, tradition, and upbringing, they are united by a singular cause: to serve the country with honor and courage. Even before joining the academy, these young men and women already exhibited exemplary knowledge and skill, as 6 were distinguished to be valedictorians, 2 are salutatorians, 18 graduated with highest honors, and 254 were graduates with honors and out of their awards. The road ahead was never meant to be easy. From the first day of their military life, these young men and women faced physical, mental, and moral challenges. Through the rigor of training, the discipline of routine, and the pressure of academic excellence, they stood their ground. They entered as strangers, individuals from different corners of the Philippines, but they emerged as a cohesive unit, a brotherhood and sisterhood forged in sacrifice and service. Now, as the PMA Siklab-Laya Class of 2025 prepares to step beyond the walls of Fort del Pilar, they carry not just the lessons they learned, but the hopes of a nation. In their hearts, they stand ready to lead, to defend, and to sacrifice for their family, for the Filipino people, and for God Almighty.
Siklab-Laya!
Sundalong isinilang nakasangga at lakas ng ating bayan para sa kalayaan. This is the powerful meaning behind Siklab-Laya, the proud name of the PMA Class of 2025, a class born from sacrifice, molded by discipline, and destined to become steadfast defenders of the nation. As torchbearers of patriotism, unity, and freedom, they exemplify the highest ideals of the Filipino soldier: honor, integrity, service, and loyalty to the Filipino people. They march forward, not just as individuals, but as one core, driven by the ideals of courage, integrity, and loyalty. As future leaders of the armed forces of the Philippines, they bear the sacred responsibility of upholding democracy, securing peace, and safeguarding the freedom of every Filipino. Ladies and gentlemen, before you are the 266 proud members of the PMA Siklab-Laya Class of 2025.
At this point, we shall now witness the commencement exercises of the PMA Siklab-Laya Class of 2025.
Please stand for the invocation to be led by Colonel Arnold T. Vergara, Chaplain Service, General Staff Corps.
We invoke the presence of the Heavenly Father as we pray. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Almighty and ever-living God, we gather before you today with hearts filled with gratitude, humility, and hope. As we mark this solemn and momentous occasion, the commencement exercises of the Philippine Military Academy Siklab-Laya Class of 2025. We thank you, O Lord, for your divine guidance throughout the journey of these young cadets. You have strengthened them through trials, shaped their character in discipline, and instilled in them the noble ideals of courage, integrity, and patriotism. Today, we honor their sacrifices, resilience, and unwavering commitment to serve God, country, and people. We ask your abundant blessings upon this PMA Siklab-Laya Class of 2025. Bless their families, mentors, and the entire PMA community who have molded them with love, wisdom, and firm resolve. May they find joy and fulfillment in seeing the fruits of their labor. Now, stand ready to serve our beloved nation. We humbly lift up to you our President, His Excellency Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr., our Commander-in-Chief. Endow him with wisdom, courage, and a heart steadfast in leading our nation towards peace, unity, and progress. Grant also, Lord, continued strength and vigilance to the men and women of the Armed Forces of the Philippines. Let their service be a beacon of hope, security for our people. May this ceremony today not only mark an ending, but the beginning of a life devoted to valor, sacrifice, and nation building. May you continue to guide and protect these young officers as they take their place in the long and noble line of those who have gone before them. All this we pray in your mighty name. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Please be seated. At this point, we shall now listen to the welcome remarks to be delivered by Vice Admiral Cesar Bernard N. Valencia, Philippine Navy, the Superintendent, Philippine Military Academy.
His Excellency Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr., the President of the Republic of the Philippines and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Philippines. Distinguished members of the Cabinet led by the Secretary of National Defense, Honorable Gilberto C. Teodoro Jr., sir. Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, General Romeo S. Bronner Jr., sir. Major Service Commanders, Chiefs of other uniformed services, Your Excellencies of the Diplomatic Corps, Foreign Armed Forces Attachés, distinguished guests, magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. Naimbag nga't begat kadayong amin, maayong buntag sa imong tanan. Unang-una, binabati ko ang mga kadete na magsisitapos na ngayon na miyembro ng PMA Siklab-Laya Class of 2025. Ang inyong pagtatapos sa araw na ito ay bunga ng inyong ibayong pagsusumikap at tiyaga. Sa nakaraang 4 na taon ng inyong pamamalagi dito sa akademya, nagpamalas kayo ng kakaibang dedikasyon at pagpupursugi, mga katangian ng sundalo ng bagong Pilipinas. Binabati ko din ang mga magulang at mga mahal sa buhay ng ating mga magsisipagtapos. As a parent myself, I share their immense pride for their children. Seeing your sons and daughters graduate from PMA and now will be joining the 12,300 other members of the long gray line who came before them. Thank you, my dear parents, for entrusting to our care your sons and daughters. In the 4 years they were with us, we molded and nurtured them, and today they are now the best versions of themselves, ready to serve our maritime nation. The class that is in front of us, the PMA Siklab-Laya Class of 2025, has made its mark in the Academy's history. They have many stories to tell, but there are stories that need to be retold for us to remember and inspire. Stories of resilience, stories of triumphs over adversity, stories that the indomitable human spirit abound. The story of Cadet First Class Nazareno, who will join the Navy, is one. Raised by a solo parent whose primary means of livelihood is patching and repairing tires in a corner vulcanizing shop. He persevered, and he is now graduating number 5 in the class and as a cum laude. Or the case of Cadet First Class Tikar, who will be joining the Philippine Army. Born to very humble beginnings, his father was a former taxi driver who suffered an injury and now unable to work. And his mother was a vendor who sold pens in Metro Manila. Yet, he endured, and now he is graduating as summa cum laude. One of only 4 in our history, and graduating with the highest grade point average in the Academy's history. But there are many other similar stories, stories that tell of grit and the triumph of the human spirit. But these stories are not uncommon, but because this is what PMA is all about. Our institution is about giving opportunities, finding one's purpose, nurturing the warrior ethos, embedding a deep love for our nation, and molding them to be the best version of themselves. Cadet First Class Tikar and Nazareno and many other members of this class are living testimonies that the past does not define you, but rather it prepares you for your future. But as we celebrate the individual and collective accolades, the Academy looks eagerly to what the future holds. In last year's PMA commencement exercises, the President challenged the Academy, and I quote, "The PMA needs to step up and take the task of ensuring that the next generation of leaders is ready for the emerging and future challenges." Our SND also poised a similar statement and challenging us that the AFP must evolve into a multi-threat, multi-domain, and highly technical armed service, ready to face both conventional and asymmetric challenges. Mr. President, I am proud to report that our Chief of Staff has approved and endorsed to our Secretary an enhanced PMA curriculum that emphasizes technological proficiency in defense and developing critical analytical skills set in a 21st century environment. We will introduce new subjects such as cyber warfare, artificial intelligence, asymmetric warfare, and weapon and unmanned systems. PMA will also continue to provide an interdisciplinary approach to security studies in the context of an evolving geopolitical security landscape. Our Academy will also build on the many firsts that PMA Class 2025 has undertaken. The first PMA class to have a joint field training exercises starting from Pag-asa Island in the West Philippine Sea, and the first to compete in international competitions, and thus benchmarking ourselves to World Academy standards. We will also continue to pursue international accreditation of our curriculum, so it will be comparable to the best in the region. Mr. President, we will no longer be producing traditional officers of the past. Rather, we will have future-ready defenders, trained and equipped to face a multi-threat and multi-domain security landscape. Whether in land, sea, air, cyberspace, or the information domain, we will prepare them to serve in complex battlefields shaped by hybrid warfare and geopolitical competition. We will steer the Academy towards its future direction, aiming to align our institution with global educational standards amid competing strategic priorities. This includes the internationalization of our program, forging new military academic partnerships, investing in modern training facilities such as training simulators, and introducing cutting-edge technologies to prepare our cadets for modern warfare. We envision a PMA that is not only the premier military institution in our nation, but as a respected player in the global defense education arena. But while we look to equip and prepare the future officers for modern warfare, the intangibles that make PMA unique will remain. We will continue to graduate principal officers steeped in the values of courage, integrity, and loyalty, but only better. To the members of Siklab-Laya Class of 2025, your name itself is a promise. Siklab ng tapang, layang inaasam. You are the flame of courage, and you now carry the torch of freedom. Go forth and serve our country with humility, honor, and unwavering commitment. You represent the very spirit of Bagong Pilipinas, disciplined, dignified, and devoted to our nation. Sa pamilya ng ating mga kadete, thank you for all your sacrifices and trust. You have given this nation your finest sons and daughters. Magandang umaga po sa ating lahat, and welcome to the commencement exercises of PMA Siklab-Laya Class of 2025.
At this point, we shall witness the presentation of the graduates by the Dean of Academics, Brigadier General Jose de Mar A. Poli, Corps of Professors.
Sir, I have the honor to present to you the graduating class of 2025, 266 strong. They have satisfactorily completed all the requirements of the course of study of the Philippine Military Academy. I therefore recommend that they be conferred the degree of Bachelor of Science in Management, major in Security Studies, sir.
By the authority vested in me as the Superintendent of the Philippine Military Academy, I hereby declare you the members of Siklab-Laya Class of 2025 graduates and confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Science in Management, major in Security Studies, effective this date. Congratulations, everyone.
We shall witness the distribution of diplomas and presentation of awards. The President of the Republic of the Philippines and the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, His Excellency Ferdinand Romualdez Marcos Jr., will present the diplomas and the awards. He will be assisted by the Secretary, Department of National Defense, Gilberto C. Teodoro Jr., the Chief of Staff, AFP, General Romeo S. Browner Jr., Philippine Army, and the Superintendent, PMA, Vice Admiral Cesar Bernard N. Valencia, Philippine Navy. We will now call on the graduating cadets. According to the class president's list, the military president's list is determined by their overall performance in all the academic and tactics courses during their stay in the academy.
Cadet First Class, Jesse J.R. Roderes Ticar, Quezon City. For graduating number 1 in the Military President's List of Class 2025, the Presidential Sabre is awarded to Cadet First Class Ticar. The award is presented by His Excellency Ferdinand Romualdez Marcos Jr., President of the Republic of the Philippines. Cadet First Class Ticar is awarded the academic distinction of Summa Cum Laude for obtaining an academic cumulative grade point average of at least 9.3 and minimum course grade of 8.5 and belonging to the upper 5% of the class. For being the number 1 graduating cadet joining the Philippine Army, the Philippine Army Sabre is awarded to Cadet First Class Tikar. The award is presented by Lieutenant General Roy M. Galido, Philippine Army, Commanding General, Philippine Army. For being number 1 in the Military President's List, Cadet First Class Tikar will receive the Joint Military Assistance Group JUSMAG Sabre, presented by Colonel Edward R. Evans, U.S. Army, the Chief for JUSMAG Philippines. As the top performing graduate joining the Philippine Army, Cadet First Class Tikar will also receive the Australian Defence Best Overall Performance Award presented by Captain Emma MacDonald Kerr, the Australian Defence Attaché.
For graduating number 2 in the Military President's List of Class 2025, Cadet First Class Murthan Pagatpat Zabala, Cebu City. The Vice Presidential Sabre is awarded to Cadet First Class Zabala. The award is presented by Vice Admiral Cesar Bernard N. Valencia, Philippine Navy, Superintendent, PMA. For graduating with the highest overall rating in all courses offered by Socio-Humanistic School, Cadet First Class Zabala will receive the Spanish Armed Forces Sabre, presented by His Excellency Miguel Utray Delgado, Spanish Ambassador to the Philippines.
Cadet First Class Joanna Marie Dinoso Viray, Pasay City. For graduating number 3 in the Military President's List of Class 2025, the Secretary of National Defense Sabre is awarded to Cadet First Class Viray. The award is presented by Secretary Gilberto C. Teodoro Jr., Department of National Defense. For being number 1 graduating cadet joining the Philippine Navy, the Philippine Navy Sabre is awarded to Cadet First Class Viray. The award is presented by Vice Admiral Jose Ma Ambrosio Espeleta, Philippine Navy, Flag Officer in Command, Philippine Navy. Cadet First Class Viray is also awarded the academic distinction of cum laude for obtaining an academic cumulative grade point average of at least 8.5 and minimum course grade of 8.0 and belonging to the upper 25% of the class. As the top performing graduate joining the Philippine Navy, Cadet First Class Viray will also receive the Australian Defence Best Overall Performance Award presented by Captain Emma MacDonald Kerr, the Australian Defence Attaché.
Cadet First Class Carlo Alarzar Barjola, Tigaon, Camarines Sur. Cadet First Class Jetron Giorgio Alindada Nazareno, Pinamalayan, Oriental Mindoro. Cadet First Class Nazareno is awarded the academic distinction of cum laude. Cadet First Class Kobe Joan Kinikot Pajaron, Shaton, Negros Oriental. For being the number 1 graduating cadet joining the Philippine Air Force, the Philippine Air Force Sabre is awarded to Cadet First Class Pajaron. The award is presented by Lieutenant General Arthur M. Cordura, Philippine Air Force, Commanding General, Philippine Air Force. Cadet First Class Pajaron is awarded the academic distinction of cum laude. As a top-performing graduate joining the Philippine Air Force, Cadet First Class Pajaron will also receive the Australian Defense Best Overall Performance Award presented by Captain Emma MacDonald Kerr, the Australian Defense Attaché.
Cadet First Class Malvin Brian Narval Dapar, Sevilla, Bohol. Cadet First Class Dapar is awarded the academic distinction of Magna Cum Laude for obtaining an academic cumulative grade point average of at least 8.9 and minimum course grade of 8.25 and belonging to the upper 10% of the class. For graduating as number 1 in all military leadership courses, the Association of Generals and Flag Officers in Command Award is presented to Cadet First Class Dapar. The award is presented by Major General Gerardo T. Layug, AFP retired, President, AGFO. Cadet First Class Elzur de Guzman Salon, Dupax del Sur, Nueva Vizcaya. Cadet First Class Aprilin Abanto Magsigay, Prosperidad, Agusan del Sur.
Cadet First Class Christine Kate Cuizon Senados, Alicia Zamboanga Sibugay. For being the number 1 graduating cadet in aptitude, conduct, leadership courses, and extracurricular activities, and for not committing Class 1 or 2 offense throughout her cadetship, and for occupying a position of responsibility, whether as part of the chain of command or cadet in charge of a cadet organization or corps squad. The Aguinaldo Sabre is awarded to Cadet First Class Senados. The award is presented by Mr. Emilio A.M. Suntay III of the General Emilio Aguinaldo Foundation. Cadet First Class Daniel Guma Suriano, San Francisco, Agusan del Sur. Cadet First Class Chris John Perez Ranan, Opol, Misamis Oriental.
Cadet First Class Vincent Angelo Soriano Lailo, Lipas City. Cadet First Class Lilo is awarded the academic distinction of cum laude. Cadet First Class Angelic May Gunita Cabardo, Iligan City. Cadet First Class Cabardo is awarded the academic distinction of magna cum laude. Cadet First Class Rechimer Janbel Bernaldo Lim, Digos City. Cadet First Class Mary Angela Olegario de Gracia, Cotabato City.
Cadet First Class Bin Laden Mascara Mindalano, Iligan City. Cadet First Class Mars Duiniel Briones Quijada, Palo, Leyte. Cadet First Class, John Robert Baltazar Real, Cagayan de Oro City. For graduating with the highest overall rating in all military law courses offered by the academic group, Cadet First Class Real will receive the Chief Justice Sabre, presented by Honorable Justice Rodil V. Zalameda, Associate Justice, Supreme Court of the Philippines.
Cadet First Class Kint Poltic Pinas, La Trinidad Benguet. Cadet First Class Pinas is awarded the academic distinction of cum laude. Cadet First Class John Christopher Lavilla Montaña, Mandaluyong City. Cadet First Class Montaña is awarded the academic distinction of cum laude.
Cadet First Class, Roland Ivesny Ogoy Patalinghug, Butuan City. Cadet First Class Patalinghug is awarded the academic distinction of magna cum laude. Cadet First Class, Rem Thomas Nicolos Amonte Ugas, Taguig City. Cadet First Class, John Michael Boniao Gonzalez, Dalaguete, Cebu.
Cadet First Class Katrina Jane Baroca Luna, Tago, Surigao del Sur. For being number 1 in athletic-related activities, intramurals, and sports participation among female cadets, the Athletic Sabre is awarded to Cadet First Class Luna. The award is presented by Honorable Benjamin B. Magalong, Mayor, Baguio City. Cadet First Class Arian Jane Baring Dable, Lebac, Sultan Kudarat. Cadet First Class Kian Matas Peñaflor, Bacoor, Cavite. Cadet First Class Edesan Carl Sanday Diego Villamayor, Malaybalay City. Cadet First Class Fred Sir Peñaverde Tabadero, Rodriguez, Rizal. Cadet First Class Jimboy Catu Rondina, Lucena City.
Cadet First Class, John Navy Manguera Malimban, Tanay Rizal. Cadet First Class Malimban is awarded the academic distinction of magna cum laude. Cadet First Class, Louis Tabak Umpad, Tabogon, Cebu. Cadet First Class, Daniel K. Chaocas Bobola, Bontoc Mountain Province. Cadet First Class Jefferson Pulhin Montoya Jr., Lipa City. Cadet First Class Cicero Ferrer Osias Jr., Calasiao, Pangasinan. Cadet First Class RJ Nicole Gumera Cuico, Hagonoy, Davao del Sur. Cadet First Class Tricia Faye Rosetta Villoria, Difun, Quirino. Cadet First Class Sheena May Valladares Santos, Dapitan City. Cadet First Class Billy Joe Presto Abrazaldo, Mangaldan, Pangasinan.
Cadet First Class Roncher Lagmay Bernabe, Santiago City. For graduating as the Regiment Commander of Class 2025, the Chief of Staff Sabre is awarded to Cadet First Class Bernabe. The award is presented by General Romeo S. Browner Jr., Chief of Staff, Armed Forces of the Philippines. Cadet First Class Meca Angela El Tagonde Padar, Season Surigao del Norte. Cadet First Class Daniel Angkog Fernandez, Iligan City. Cadet First Class Delbert Jose Garay Takeban, Capaz Tarlac. Cadet First Class Aljan Vades Payang, Tarlac City. Cadet First Class Samantha Herrera Bago, Solana, Cagayan. Cadet First Class Rome Genesis Belasa Marcos, Quezon City. Cadet First Class Ma Cecilia Besinga Tiedra, Kapalong, Davao del Norte. Cadet First Class Lakisha Joshiren Momo Aguilar, Kawit, Cavite. Cadet First Class Victoriano Santos Ainza Jr., Occidental, Mindoro. Cadet First Class Hikmatyar Amilusin Aku, Zamboanga City. Cadet First Class Maria Riva Cappuccino Kalimag, Etchage, Isabela. Cadet First Class Charlene Bunagan Viernes, Tuguegarao City. Cadet First Class Wesley Lee, General Santos City. Cadet First Class Narlan Peralta Matienzo, Ligao City. Cadet First Class Leomar Al Luis Bosongan, Baguio City.
Cadet First Class Justine Guzman Carag, Kawayan City. Cadet First Class Remedios Racma Briones Lopez, San Jose del Monte City. Cadet First Class Joanna Camille Abad Ondoy, Pasay City. Cadet First Class Abram Clerigo Linezo, Maragondon, Cavite. Cadet First Class Carl Enric Cambal Abarquez, Lapu-Lapu City. Cadet First Class Ervin Adulta Gaston, Legazpi City. Cadet First Class Ruel Jr., Silang Manalo, Bawan, Batangas. Cadet First Class Jeffrey Sebastian Tadlas Abelia, Maigo, Lanao del Norte. Cadet First Class John Michael Enriquez Gumban, Zamboanga City. Cadet First Class Hana Ranel de Doro Agtina, Tabuk City. Cadet First Class Alekain June Dakiwag Bagamaspad, Calamba City. Cadet First Class Glyza Repulda di Maculangan, Lipa City. Cadet First Class Seji Bete Paluga, Malaybalay City. Cadet First Class Jericho Dennis Villanueva Lipura, Minglanilla, Cebu. Cadet First Class Apple Grace Payusan Saginhon, Pangantukan, Bukidnon.
Cadet First Class Jess Brandon Makatiag Briones, San Luis, Aurora. Cadet First Class Bryle Moore Kabulisan Hatiko, Antipolo City. Cadet First Class Jovens Ricana Corpus, Narvacan, Ilocos Sur. Cadet First Class Maria Runela Ostero Celis, Dumaguete City. Cadet First Class Samuel Ekid Tayog, Bontoc, Mountain Province. Cadet First Class Jonathan De La Cruz Albior Jr., Capas, Tarlac. Cadet First Class Raimundo De La Cruz Bumatay, Licab, Nueva Ecija. He is currently on hospitalization status. Cadet First Class Bon Ivan Estonina Salazar, Santa Rosa City. Cadet First Class Christine Martires Taladtad, Sorsogon City. Cadet First Class Aison Glenn Aswit Aowes, Puntok, Mountain Province. Cadet First Class Joey Nixon Areli Pantaliano, Toledo City. Cadet First Class Gerald Vic Almorado de la Serna, Kiblawan, Davao del Sur. Cadet First Class Adrich Sabriaga Remillo, Dasmariñas City. Cadet First Class Briggs Jones Bayang Laging, Sagada Mountain Province. Cadet First Class Adrian Tan Ayala, Quezon City.
Cadet First Class Will Michael Tosok Jokno, Naga City. Cadet First Class Aji Masidong Bayungasan, Bauco Mountain Province. Cadet First Class Kenneth Bernard Mediano Salvatierra, San Jose del Monte City. Cadet First Class Melchor Meneleus Alturas Daniel, Tagbilaran City. Cadet First Class Yesa, Areza, Tandag City. Cadet First Class Guillory John Pargan Saraza, Manolo Fortich, Bukidnon. Cadet First Class Arvin Labugen Arconcel, Santiago City. Cadet First Class Hana May Arsaga Algarme, Isabela, Negros Occidental. Cadet First Class Carla Angelica Pavia, Compostela, Davao de Oro. Cadet First Class Bea Bianca Buen Marzan, San Jose City. Cadet First Class Adrian Rafael Minya Darca, Legazpi City. Cadet First Class Zaira Grizel Hachero Lamparero, Santa Barbara, Iloilo. For being the chairman of the Honor Committee, the Superintendent Saber is awarded to Cadet First Class Lamparero. The award is presented by Vice Admiral Cesar Bernard and Valencia, Philippine Navy, Superintendent, PMA. Cadet First Class Ray John Francisco Ramos, Zamboanga City. Cadet First Class Francis Gerald Kitalig Olahe, Tarangnan, Samar. Cadet First Class Paul Anthony De Ayoy Vigo, Taguig City.
Cadet First Class Sven Bahelot Haralbe, Dipolog City. Cadet First Class Orville Honculada Baclayon, Butuan City. Cadet First Class Agapito Bentoy Estrera III, Danau City. Cadet First Class John Cyril Ona Hernandez, San Jose, Batangas. Cadet First Class Peter John Montero Panopio, San Jose del Monte City. Cadet First Class Cesar Paul Nolasco Dumawa, Delphine Albano Isabela. Cadet First Class Ana Sofia Legaspi Borromeo, San Pedro, Laguna. Cadet First Class Eliza May Rosario Cancillar, Binmaloy, Pangasinan. Cadet First Class Aaron Paul Rivo Fernandez, Mangaldan, Pangasinan. Cadet First Class Felhaner Arwin Javier Mascardo, Lopez, Quezon. Cadet First Class Patrick Miles Tubiano Salasain, Zamboanga City. Cadet First Class Ramedentin Jr. Lorenzo Tolentino, Mayantok, Tarlac. Cadet First Class Jenna May Garcia Demelio, General Santos City. Cadet First Class Lawrence Ace Gabiosa Madrid, Cabanatuan City. Cadet First Class Rochelle Ivan de la Cruz Valdez, Banga, South Cotabato.
Cadet First Class Jurel Rayshan Mendoza Basa, Moncada, Tarlac. Cadet First Class Jose Antonio Luis Lumba Lalisan III, Cavite City. Cadet First Class Mark Glindel Abarico Aguilar, Tacurong City. Cadet First Class Dennis Jaymon de la Cruz Garpa, Concepcion, Tarlac. Cadet First Class Camille Ira Halgalado Ligutan, Santa Mesa, Manila. Cadet First Class Carclans Richard Belling Balibiol, Capas, Tarlac. Cadet First Class Victor Caleb Forteza Morado, Urbistondo, Pangasinan. Cadet First Class Brian Bernie Aboy Balberan, Manolo Fortich, Bukidnon. Cadet First Class Kim Ivan Bakay Montojo, Ilagan City. Cadet First Class Vince Joseph Alano Isidoro, Virac, Catanduanes. Cadet First Class, Mart Angel Esquibal Somera, Quezon City. Cadet First Class, John Yuri Olegario Mejica, Muntinlupa City. Cadet First Class, Gideon Toyoken Besay, Sagada Mountain Province. Cadet First Class, Sydney Wayne Malana Alia, Tuguegarao City. Cadet First Class, Isaias Vidal Tan III, Dumaguete City.
Cadet First Class Jonald Brildo Moxo Guyos, Alabel, Sarangani Province. Cadet First Class Johan Earl Mark Araneta Santos, Cotabato City. Cadet First Class Tracy Anselmo Agbuya Miranda, Baguio City. For being number 1 in athletic-related activities, intramurals, and sports participation among male cadets, the Athletic Saber is awarded to Cadet First Class Miranda. The award is presented by Honorable Benjamin B. Magalong, Mayor, Baguio City. Cadet First Class Evangelic Galope Ventura, Gimba, Nueva Ecija. Cadet First Class Regent Reeds Castillo Andog, Taguig City. Cadet First Class Dexter Bayangan Bicaka, Nagilian, La Union. Cadet First Class Vince Romil Narciso Cavalida, Pasay City. Cadet First Class Hurley John Africa Basanyas Jr., General Santos City. Cadet First Class Venancio Echeverry Valdez, Bayombong, Nueva Vizcaya. Cadet First Class Althea Richie de la Raga Padilla, Tuba, Benguet. Cadet First Class Mark Jerome Metrillo Latayan, Lipa City. Cadet First Class Warren Christopher Abatayo Andacao, Davao City. Cadet First Class Kisha Dwin Ching Magdato, Manolo Fortich Bukidnon. Cadet First Class Almighty G. Pelila Sawad, Tabuk City. Cadet First Class Hiram Dominic Anthony Alzate Samonte, Davao City.
Cadet First Class Ruth Avril Galvan Bogador, Cabatuan, Iloilo. Cadet First Class Al Nasrip Gimbangan Pulalon, Zamboanga City. Cadet First Class Daryl Giro Hope Pugong Bulusan, San Mariano, Isabela. Cadet First Class Armando Luis Rafael Timba Lopez Visario, San Juan, Ilocos Sur. Cadet First Class, John Kimwell Baksa Poras, Batangas City. Cadet First Class, Mona Lisa Berenice Gabison Ebon, Talibon, Bohol. Cadet First Class, Jamie Bernardo Ramirez, San Mateo, Rizal. Cadet First Class, Melquiades Galion Soldao, Quezon City. Cadet First Class, Rizard Lance Bugtong Pekay, Bugyas, Benguet. Cadet First Class, Carl Jansen Tanay Lorin, Iriga City. Cadet First Class, Cyril Manzon Resultay, La Trinidad, Benguet. Cadet First Class, Harold Sabanal de los Reyes, Pitogo, Zamboanga del Sur. Cadet First Class, Junel Salcedo Fernando, Taguig City. Cadet First Class, John Matthew Paz Luna, Tanawan City. Cadet First Class, John Michael Repaso Pastor, Capas Tarlac.
Cadet First Class, Selmark Gregorio Valdez, Santa Mesa, Manila. Cadet First Class, Den Leonard Malyare Domingo, Coronadal City. Cadet First Class, Carlos Dumawa Pasiwat III, Rizal, Kalinga. Cadet First Class, Glycon Matias Quebral, Rosales, Pangasinan. Cadet First Class, Marieto III, Ibarra Caduyac, Tagbilaran City. Cadet First Class, Lexor Regis Rional, Oas Albay. Cadet First Class, Kenneth Grengia Orillo, Lagonoy, Camarines Sur. Cadet First Class, Randolph Katagatan Camayo Jr., Cabagan, Isabela. Cadet First Class, Adrian Den Giriba Osi, Ginubatan, Albay. Cadet First Class, Henalyn Grete Chulzi Sano, Tabuk City. Cadet First Class, Vince Justin Villanueva Corpuz, Quezon City. Cadet First Class, Dennis Lantixe Soliano, Alabel, Sarangani Province. Cadet First Class, John Russell Salazar Sales, Caramoran, Catanduanes. Cadet First Class, Daniel Mark Manhilot Hementiza, Tagum City. Cadet First Class James Ryan Zorilla Guzman, Sindangan, Zamboanga del Norte.
Cadet First Class Gabriel Kent Sinahon Abitago, Panabo City. Cadet First Class Pauline Gail Bundalian Bulanadi, Talavera, Nueva Ecija. Cadet First Class Ian Marco Montenegro Malaluan, Lipa City. Cadet First Class Lawrence Daniel Dimaano Mendoza, Tanawan City. Cadet First Class Kevin Joshua Besmonte Bercasio, Bakakay, Albay. Cadet First Class Reshaline Lumawan Malana, Tuguegarao City. Cadet First Class Kent Irving Kitoy Cabintoy, Dapitan City. Cadet First Class Keth Israel Malinao Piñero, Dipolog City. Cadet First Class Lorian Panton Caranzo, Quezon City. Cadet First Class Consi Tagumasi de la Cruz, Kawayan City. Cadet First Class Russell Adrian Tamodra Barcena, Santo Domingo, Ilocos Sur. Cadet First Class Norman Lord Lacandula Valdez, Tarlac City. Cadet First Class Remus Makasakit de la Peña, Capas, Tarlac. Cadet First Class Kelly Pareno Lazo, Lapu-Lapu City. Cadet First Class Gian Miguel Paz Villarin, Marikina City.
Cadet First Class Albert Ray Mancho Leodones, Peñaranda, Nueva Ecija. Cadet First Class Sainak Borjos Sagan, Naga, Zamboanga, Sibugay. Cadet First Class Vincent Eugenio Boborol, Makati City. Cadet First Class Brian Bautista Giraw, Mangaldan, Pangasinan. Cadet First Class Lionel de los Reyes Padulaga, San Jose del Monte City. Cadet First Class Brick Steven Olarte Pabro, Gamu, Isabela. Cadet First Class John Raven Aguilar Espiritu, San Miguel, Bulacan. Cadet First Class Avril Michael Castillo de Guzman, Lingayen, Pangasinan. Cadet First Class Kanak Rizal Bangilan Tungkol, Tuguegarao City. Cadet First Class Paul Zeus Makabalug Malayaw, Kabagan, Isabela. Cadet First Class Joel Bian Rafael Garcia, Zamboanga City. Cadet First Class Ralph Joe Luib Redondo, Pitogo, Zamboanga del Sur. Cadet First Class Josh Isaiah Dayday Parungaw, San Simon, Pampanga. Cadet First Class Frankie Caril Lopez Molina, Taguig City. Cadet First Class Bart Jus Eslao Aquino, Ozamis City.
Cadet First Class Mopet Benjan Gravoso Aliposa, Tacloban City. Cadet First Class Gian Marcus Andre Domino Arcia, Cabanatuan City. Cadet First Class Darwin James Tokoyan Rulyan, Baguio City. Cadet First Class John Keisler Sea Villar, Tabaco City. Cadet First Class Alvin Arizon Belan, Bauco, Mountain Province. Cadet First Class Dylan Gabriel Ligarde Ipulong, Iloilo City. Cadet First Class Vince Jamir Dahay Bernil, Piat, Cagayan. Cadet First Class Jessica Messi Ramiro Cagiwa, San Quintin, Pangasinan. Cadet First Class Eliza Jean Gamba Verzosa, Cagayan de Oro City. Cadet First Class Maria Fatima Nasilia Prudente, San Enrique, Iloilo. Cadet First Class Lou Rosales Agtarap, Rojas, Isabela. Cadet First Class Joseph Moraleda Bagasbas, Silang, Cavite. Cadet First Class Mark Kelvin Wangi Soriano, Tabuk City. Cadet First Class Gabriel Yuan Puruganan Frianela, Pozo Rubio, Pangasinan. Cadet First Class Felicity Marie Zamora Manubak, Davao City.
Cadet First Class John Gabriel Noble Roa, Cavite City. Cadet First Class Hannah Kayla Likayan Flores, Parañaque City. Cadet First Class Ramonito Gutierrez Makasiray, Igig, Cagayan. Cadet First Class Precious Eloisa Del Pilar Bibit, Iloilo City. Cadet First Class Mark Lee Molino Paziwagan, Dasmariñas City. Cadet First Class Vladimir Cyrus Yutico, Parañaque City. Cadet First Class J.U. Mahinay Namukatkat, Cagayan de Oro City. Cadet First Class Maria Lalaine Sanchez Aswige, Baco Oriental, Mindoro. Cadet First Class Emmanuel Alonzo Ramirez, Cabiao, Nueva Ecija. Cadet First Class Rafael Angelo Santiago Rialuyo, Quezon City. Cadet First Class Pike Pakingan Pomida, Ubando, Bulacan. Cadet First Class Ronel John Bueno Santiago, Quezon, Isabela. Cadet First Class J.L. Jasper Daipal Rigor, Tuguegarao City. Cadet First Class Ariel Karangian Baltazar, Tuguegarao City. Cadet First Class Jose Antonio Priagola Garcia, Oas, Albay.
Cadet First Class Angel Ronet Bulaong Ebarita, Taguig City. Cadet First Class Maria Lee Urbano Reblando, Calamba City. Cadet First Class Alexis Yuan Piedad Dinio, Maragondon, Cavite. Cadet First Class John Jacob Lyons de la Cruz Manalad, Castillejos, Zambales. Cadet First Class Christian Paul Henry Lacap Gahelonia, General Santos City. Cadet First Class Mark Angelo Valle Agustin, Kawayan City. Cadet First Class Kenneth Sanchez, Davao City. Cadet First Class John Andre Tolentino Escoto, Baler, Aurora. Cadet First Class Zainor Husin Didaagun Di Malutang, Mulondo, Lanao del Sur. Cadet First Class Carl Demetri Rivero Omapas, Cagayan de Oro City. Cadet First Class Carl Luis Completo Duran, Lapu-Lapu City. Cadet First Class Ferdinand Riz Ortiz Macalay, San Jose del Monte City. Cadet First Class Primo Juan Codilana Guya, Imus City. Cadet First Class George Justin Guerrero Arsenal, Cabuyao, Laguna. Cadet First Class Jericho Gonzalez Villa, Magallanes, Cavite.
Cadet First Class Von Leandro Lumbres Di Mapilis, Lipa City. Cadet First Class Vincent Luke Casio Geli, Davao City. Cadet First Class Amiel Miguel Abelarde Gabi, General Santos City. Cadet First Class James Marco Agad Manuel, Caloocan City. Cadet First Class Andrew J. Tyre Acob, Bacoor City. Cadet First Class Kim Edward Rances Nobleza, Owas Albay. Cadet First Class James Gaspar Casaul Sakido, Polangi Albay. Cadet First Class Robert Janoa Andale de la Cruz, Cagayan de Oro City.
Cadet First Class Jairo Elias Pangilinan Buban, Tanay Rizal. Cadet First Class Alexis Jaime Mison, Haro, Leyte. Cadet First Class Rafael Joseph Arcayo Solarta, Taguig City. Cadet First Class John Jacob Espano Buhay, Indang, Cavite. Cadet First Class Joren de la Torre Ibasco, Daet, Camarines Norte. Cadet First Class Mark Brent Miranda Matangkas, Asinggan, Pangasinan. Cadet First Class Carlos Miguel Pacada San Jose, Taguig City. And Cadet First Class Eros Archimedes Delfin Osias, Rosales, Pangasinan.
At this juncture, we shall hear the valedictory address of Cadet First Class Jesse J.R. Articar, Cadet Corps, Armed Forces of the Philippines.
This journey has been filled with challenges and triumphs, and through it all, God's unwavering presence sustained me. To God be all the glory. To the Commander-in-Chief, Armed Forces of the Philippines, President of the Republic of the Philippines, His Excellency President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr., sir. To the Secretary of National Defense, Honorable Gilberto Teodoro Jr., sir. To the Chief of Staff, Armed Forces of the Philippines and Philippine National Police. To the Commanding General of the different branches of service. And to our Superintendent, Philippine Military Academy, Vice Admiral Cesar Bernard N. Valencia, sir. Other officers present, honored guests, family, friends, ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant morning to everyone. Today marks a pivotal moment. What began with reception rites, incorporation, and recognition now culminates in graduation. In life, choices shape our destiny, and the paths we walk are defined by the decisions we make. I recall stepping into the military world with little knowledge of its demands. Yet, I chose to embrace it. By God's grace, I made it to the top, inspired and uplifted by the unwavering spirit of Class 2025. The transformation from civilian to soldier is marked by immense challenges. Sa bawat gabi ng pagpeplebo, sa bawat utos ng pagkatuto, sa bawat araw na limitado lang ang nasusubo, at sa halos buong araw na pagpapapawis sa pag-iensayo. Lahat ay humubog sa pagkatao ng isang magiting na sundalo. During those times, mistakes were inevitable, but we did not fear them. Instead, we embraced it toward growth and excellence at kami di nabigo. To all our mentors who imparted knowledge and honed our skills, maraming salamat po sa inyong paggabay sa amin upang marating namin ang tugatog ng tagumpay. A special mention goes to Lieutenant Colonel Malake, my spiritual advisor, whose guidance nurtured my faith throughout this journey. To my family, Ma, Pa, Tijin, Kuya Peter, at sa lahat ng mga magulang at kapatid na hindi inalintana ang biyahe, ang init ng araw at pagod para makasama kami. Nagpupugay po kami sa inyo na pinangatawan ng di hadlang ang distansya sa pamilyang nagmamahalan. To the underclass corps, thank you for allowing us to exercise our leadership. I stand before you not only as the top of our class, but a proud graduate of this esteemed institution. Someone who once stood exactly where you are now, struggling, exhausted, tested, yet still holding on. Trust the Academy. Our time to lead the corps has ended. Now it is your time to rise, to lead, and to prove that everything you've endured has prepared you for this very moment. Serve with pride and leave this ground with no regrets, knowing you gave nothing less than your best. And most especially, to my fellow graduates, Mista, congratulations, we made it. To my roommates, Jix Pexnops, Soms Berkskos, our snappy COors, Nyaps Omps, thank you for the camaraderie we shared through. In a world that will try to change us, may we stand firm and be the ones to change the world instead. This is not the end of the journey, but the beginning of a new chapter. Though our paths may differ, may we always uphold the value of courage, integrity, and loyalty. To the Filipino people, this is all for you. Ngayong araw ang simula ng pagkilala at pagpapahalaga sa bawat buwis at pagpapakasakit na inilaan ninyo sa amin. Handa na po kaming magsilbi. Handa na po kaming tuparin ang aming sinumpaang pangako. Handang-handa na kaming ipagtanggol ang inang bayan, mga hulugan man ng aming buhay kung ang katumbas nito'y kalayaan ng ating bayan. Mabuhay ang sandatahang lakas ng Pilipinas, tagumpayin nating lahat ang aming pagtatapos. Maraming salamat po at magandang araw sa ating lahat.
At this point, the Secretary, Department of National Defense, Gilberto C. Teodoro Jr., will now declare the commission of the Siklab-Laya Class of 2025.
Pursuant to Section 31 of the National Defense Act as amended, you are hereby commissioned as second lieutenants or ensigns in the regular force, Armed Forces of the Philippines. Congratulations.
We shall now witness the oath-taking of our newly commissioned officers of the Armed Forces of the Philippines. The Chief of Staff, Armed Forces of the Philippines, General Romeo S. Browner Jr., Philippine Army, will administer the oath.
No!
Ako si, sabihin ang inyong pangalan. Nang sabihin ang inyong tirahan. Na itinalaga sa katungkulan bilang opisyal ng Sandatahang Lakas ng Pilipinas. Ay taimtim na nanunumpa. Natutuparin kong buong husay at katapatan. Sa abot ng aking kakayahan. Ang mga tungkulin ng aking kasalukuyang katungkulan. At ng iba pang pagkaraan nito'y gagampanan ko sa ilalim ng Republika ng Pilipinas. Na aking itataguyod at ipagtatanggol. Ang saligang batas ng Republika ng Pilipinas. Na ako'y tunay na mananalig at tatalima rito. Na susundin ko ang mga batas. Mga utos na ayon sa batas. At mga dekreto na pinaiiral. Ng mga sadyang itinakdang may kapangyarihan. Ng Republika ng Pilipinas. At kusa kong babalikatin. Ang mga pananagutang ito. Na walang anumang pasubali. O hangaring umiwas. Kasiyahan nawa ako ng Diyos. Maraming salamat at binabati ko kayong lahat.
Kabaka ng kamay! No!
The members of PMA Siklab-Laya Class of 2025, after having been declared graduates of the Philippine Military Academy, are now alumni of this revered institution. They shall now take their oath of membership to the PMA Alumni Association Incorporated. To administer the oath is the chairman of the PMAAI, Cavalier Ramon T. Punzalan, PMA Class of 1976.
No!
PMA Siklab-Laya Class of 2025. Please repeat after me. I state your name. I proud graduate of the Philippine Military Academy,
proud graduate of the Philippine Military Academy,
do hereby solemnly swear
do hereby solemnly swear
and affirm my unwavering allegiance to the Philippine Military Academy Alumni Association, Incorporated, I pledge to uphold and defend the Articles of Incorporation and bylaws of the Association, to support its vision, mission, and objectives, to preserve and advance the values and proud traditions instilled by the Philippine Military Academy, and to live by the ideals of courage, integrity, and loyalty, with honor and humility. I commit to conduct myself at all times with dignity and responsibility, in faithful to service to God, country, and the core. So help me God. Congratulations and welcome to the association.
Kumain ka ng kumain! No!
At this point, the Secretary, Department of National Defense, Gilberto C. Chodoro Jr., will now introduce our guest of honor and commencement speaker.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Republic of the Philippines and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, His Excellency Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.
Before we begin, Troop Commander, you will give the command of Tikas Pahinga.
Tikos! Wow! Yan, tanong dyan.
Thank you very much, our National Defense Secretary, Secretary Gilbert Chodoro, for your kind introduction. Please take your seat. The Ambassador of the Kingdom of Spain to the Philippines, His Excellency Miguel Utray Delgado, and the other esteemed members of the Diplomatic Corps, Armed Forces of the Philippines Chief of Staff General Romeo Browner Jr., and the Major Service Commanders, Philippine National Police General Romel Francisco Marbil, Philippine Coast Guard Admiral Ronnie Hill Galvan, and the PMA Superintendent Vice Admiral Cesar Bernard Valencia, Baguio City Mayor Benji Magalong, the officers and listed personnel and civilian employees of the Philippine Military Academy, the Cadet Corps of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, led by PMA Siklab-Laya Class of 2025 and their families, my fellow workers in government. My fellow workers in government, other distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. First of all, my warmest congratulations to the Siklab-Laya Class of 2025. You cadets are now full-fledged officers. And as your Commander-in-Chief, I am impressed by your perseverance, strength of will, and dedication to reach this point. We all know your path was not easy. 4 years of discipline, training, hard work, and I'm sure some nights of self-doubt wondering if this was the right choice. But you did not give up, and now you are here. ready to serve the country as new officers of the Armed Forces of the Philippines. Kayo ng Siklab-Laya, sundalong isinilang, nakasangga at lakas ng ating bayan para sa kalayaan. Remember that you carry a name that speaks of fire and of freedom. To be born a comrade, to be made strong for freedom. That is powerful. It is poetic. Ladies and gentlemen, you are a class of many firsts. You are the first group to be trained on Pag-asa Island itself. You also brought the PMA's name to international fora and competitions that boast your organizational military skills, from academic conferences in Palermo, international sailing regattas in Italy, India, amongst others. In every instance, you have proved that the Filipino soldier is ready to face the world with dignity and to show his excellence. But beyond recognition, the most important lesson you carry is the understanding that warfare today goes beyond land, seas, and skies. We have battles that are invisible to radar, ones that take place in cyberspace, in protecting information and safeguarding the environment, and in helping communities during crises. So physical strength and agility are no longer enough. What we need just as much are your mental sharpnesses and your compassion. Fortunately, your training now includes courses that were once unseen in the military academy. Artificial intelligence, drone operations, strategic thinking, ethical leadership, amongst others. These are all important. But what is also important, and possibly the most important, is your love of country. That is, an officer who knows how to love his or her country despite its flaws in a most sincere way. Our country needs men and women who put their country and others above themselves, who sacrifice for the good of all, and who overcome odds because they believe in the bright future ahead. Isa na pong halimbawa, si Cadet First Class Jesse Ticar Jr. and ang valedictorian ng Siklab-Laya at ika-4 na summa cum laude sa kasaysayan ng PMA. Sa pagnanais niyang makatapos ng pag-aaral at mabigyan ng magandang buhay ang kanyang mga magulang, nagsikap siyang maging sundalo. Sa kabila ng mga pagsubok sa buhay, sa kabila ng kahirapan, at sa kabila ng pangungulila sa kanyang pamilya, nagawa pa niyang makuha ang pinakamataas na karangalan sa kanyang klase. At ngayon, may susulat na ni Cadet First Class Ticar Jr. ang bagong kabanata ng kanilang buhay. Nais ko ring pasalamatan at batiin ang inyong mga magulang. Alam kong may panlinlangan sa kanilang puso, ngunit pinili nilang ibahagi kayo sa ating bayan at suportahan ang inyong mga pangarap. It is also noteworthy the fact that 266 graduates today, of that 266, 54 are women. Ang mga kababaihang kadete ng PMA ang patunay na ang tapang, talino at galing ay hindi nakaayon sa kasarian. Naway dumami pa ang mga kababaihang sasali sa hanay ng kasundaluhan. Naway magsilbi kayong inspirasyon sa bawat batang babae na nangangarap na magkaroon ng mahalagang papel sa ating bansa. Let us not forget, of course, those who quietly supported and waited outside the battlefields, the parents, the siblings, spouses, the children, the grandparents, and the friends of our graduates. If the child is strong, upright, patriotic, then of course it is because their family and loved ones are so. Ganun po kayo. Sigurado po ako na kayo ang unang nagsanay sa kanilang mga disiplina, mula sa paghuhugas ng pinggan hanggang sa pagtupi ng kumot. Kung tutusin, siguro bago pa kayo sumabak dito sa PMA, dumaan na kayo sa mas mahigpit at mas mahirap na bootcamp ni nanay at tatay sa bahay. You push them to go further, even in the most difficult moments. You understood that even when they had to cut off contact for weeks or months, You endured the distance and the lulling. In fact, with every award and medal that we give today, there is a corresponding sacrifice from you. Kaya sa inyo rin po ito. Saludo rin po ako sa inyo. This is my prayer to the members of Siklab-Laya. Wherever your duty may take you, may it be in the mountains, in the seas, or communities, serve with dignity, serve with honor, serve with love. And I hope that when you are at your lowest, you will remember that you have your fellow Filipinos who are praying for you and are supporting you and are behind you. You have an entire nation that respects and wholeheartedly believes in you. Kayo, ang mga bagong muka ng serbisyo ng kagitingan. Kayo, ang bagong Pilipino na may disiplina, may husay, at may pagmamahal sa ating inang bayan. Muli, sa Class of 2025, congratulations at maraming salamat sa pagpili ninyong maninilbihan. Ito ay panata sa bandila, sa bayan, at sa taong bayan. Lastly, in the grand tradition of all commencement exercises of graduating classes of the Philippine Military Academy, I will sign before you the pardon of punishment in observance of the time-honored tradition on this very important day. Mabuhay ang Siklab-Laya! Mabuhay ang Philippine Military Academy! Mabuhay ang bagong Pilipinas! Very good. Okay. This is your...
At this point, the Superintendent PMA will present a memento to our guest of honor and speaker. The General Gregorio Goyong H. Del Pilar Statuette symbolizes valor and leadership, held in high regard by the Cadet Corps Armed Forces of the Philippines. It is a representation of honor accorded to a distinguished recipient whose acts and contributions have made the AFP and the Filipino nation proud. The PMA Cadet Corps jacket is also presented to the President.
Please be seated. At this juncture, the graduating cadets will form the long gray line. The spirit that leads, the spirit that never gives up. This is who they are. They have trained, studied, and absorbed the boundless wisdom of their alma mater, building up to become the unwavering spirit that will soon lead the country. Through endless days of sacrifice and nights of silent struggles, they have been molded in the fires of discipline, honor, and selflessness. For the years to come, their class will be part of the heritage of this gallant institution that has made excellence a way of life. The virtues of courage, integrity, and loyalty have been strongly imprinted into their very being, not as mere words, but as living principles that guide their every thought, decision, and action. This is their sacred contribution to our state and the liberty of the Filipino people. They are the living legacy of what is known as the noble protectors of the land, a generation of warriors who stand ready to defend freedom, uplift the nation, and carry forth the torch of service. As they march forward into a future uncertain, they do so with unyielding faith in duty, unbreakable bonds of brotherhood and sisterhood, and an unrelenting passion to serve something greater than themselves. Though they have met challenges that tested their limits, physically, mentally, and morally, they stood their ground and rose above adversity. Now, forming the long gray line, they stand tall with pride and honor, shoulder to shoulder with those who came before them. They are no longer merely individuals in training. They are custodians of a sacred tradition, bound by duty, brotherhood, and an unyielding devotion to the country. They step forward, not as children of privilege, but as sons and daughters of sacrifice. They bear the name of their class with pride, Siklab-Laya, a fire that ignites freedom. And as that flame burns bright within them, they now carry the hopes of communities, the dreams of families, and the promise of a safer nation. To the enemies of peace, they will be a wall. To the victims of injustice, a shield. And to the Filipino people, they shall be the vanguard of honor. This is their vow. This is their purpose. This is their time. As they leave the hallowed grounds of Fort del Pilar, they carry with them not just the badge of rank, but the weight of responsibility. Each step they take beyond the academy is a commitment to the oath they have taken, to serve without question, to protect without fear, and to uphold the Constitution without fail. They march, not for themselves, but for the future of every Filipino who looks to them for security, stability, and hope. And when history looks back at this class, may it be said that they stood when others fell, that they chose duty over comfort, and that they embodied everything that is noble, brave, and true. This is the Siklab-Laya Class of 2025, the flame that will never falter, the freedom that will never fall. Ladies and gentlemen, forming the long gray line, the lieutenants and ensigns of PMA Siklab-Laya Class of 2025. May we request everyone to rise for the singing of the PMA Alma Mater song.
Proud sons ever be men of integrity, courage, and loyalty. PMA, oh, hail to thee. When bells for us are rung, and our last taps is sung, generations see our country free. Oh, lead to righteous way those solid ranks of gray. Thy virtues to display, Academy, oh, hail to thee.
Please be seated. The new regiment commander leads the corps in giving 3 cheers. Likewise, the outgoing regiment commander leads the graduating cadets in giving 3 cheers to the corps.
Let us give 3 cheers to those who will be leaving us behind. Amen. Let us give 3 cheers for those who will be left behind. Hip hip! Hooray! Hip hip! Hooray! Hip hip! Hooray! Pinuno, sumigot ko. At! Sabi ko doon.
Station pre, last na to.
Antabay bunot! Kalis! Ba! 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 Samasid!
The new regiment commander orders the corps to pass and review.
and gentlemen, passing in review before you is the Cadet Corps Armed Forces of the Philippines, led by the new Regiment Commander, Cadet First Captain Ian Harold Dubilla Sorsogon City with his staff, Grazel Ann Tanyahura Kabibian, Sitio Canlimbo, Barangay 10, Lawaan, Eastern Samar, Ronald James Carolino Ojeno, 96 University Avenue, Potrero, Malabon, Franklin Aurelio, Northern Samar, Genevieve Guindalos, Mountain Province, Roy Baran, Cebu, Ezequiel Chavez, Rizal, and Samuel Canto, Pasok City. The Philippine Military Academy MAD, under the baton of Musician's Mate 2nd Class Benji O. Tolentino, Philippine Navy. 1st Battalion Commander, Jethro Malilin Cagayan with his staff, Clyde Tamayaw, Cagayan, Angel Asuncion, Isabela, Marcon Mendoza, Batangas, Nika Daluping, Kalinga, and Luis Gutierrez, Nueva Ecija. Alpha Company Commander, Ryan Intendencia, Nueva Ecija with his staff, Nili Relieve, Albay, Emmanuel Santos, Pasig, and Luke Batalla, Cavite. 1st Platoon Leader, Nikel Orok, Cebu. 2nd Platoon Leader, JP Precioso, Albay, with the company 1st Sergeant, Wig Kidagan, Benguet. Bravo Company Commander, Kyle Mansiba, Davao del Norte with his staff, Andre Golnal, Camarines Sur, Meg Bermudez, Tarlac, and Thomas Sepulcre, Pampanga. 1st Platoon Leader, Charles Buco, Muntinlupa City. 2nd Platoon Leader, Gideon Dinamling, Ifugao, with the company 1st Sergeant, Jerl Quijada, Leyte. 2nd Battalion Commander, Mark Katakutan, Zamboanga del Sur with his staff, Ezequiel Navarro, Benguet, Daniel Hilo, Cagayan, Oscar Batayo, Palawan, Jackie Pabunaw, Samar, and Alexander Quanchu, Davao Oriental. Charlie Company Commander, Daniel Saumay, Davao City with his staff, Hasim Guro, Ilocos Sur, Lawrence Cabahit, Cagayan de Oro City, and Hermwil Rubinos, Davao. 1st Platoon Leader, Gabriel 14 Albay. 2nd Platoon Leader, JV Malikdem, Pangasinan, with the company 1st Sergeant, Kent Yaba, Cagayan de Oro City. Delta Company Commander, Jethro Calyon, Benguet with his staff, Charlotte de los Santos, Taguig, Jasmine Cordova, Batangas, and Fritz Taborlupa, Quezon. 1st Platoon Leader, Joseph Del Rosario, Pangasinan. 2nd Platoon Leader, Jose Hongcolada, Bohol, with the company 1st Sergeant, Carl Gisadio, Tarlac. As the callers pass in front of you, we request everyone to rise and render the appropriate courtesy. You may sit down after the callers have passed. Ladies and gentlemen, the callers, led by its caller officer, Cadet First Class Joshua Batalla Rizal.
Humility Battalion Commander, Earl Asuncion Isabela with his staff, Jamela Galang, Pagadian City, Erika Camangyan, North Cotabato, Zerdic Halyurina, Ilocos Sur, RJ Cambri, Isabela, and Raymond Abgao, Lanao del Norte. Echo Company Commander, Andre Aninion, Cebu with his staff, Joseph Olalo, Bohol, Celestino Villas, Dato Din Sinsuat, and Seth Celino, Baguio City. 1st Platoon Leader, Jacob Sababan, Caloocan City. 2nd Platoon Leader, Namuel Gloria, Baguio City, with the company 1st Sergeant, KennedyEdig, Davao de Oro. Foxtrot Company Commander, Warigold Election, Cotabato City, with his staff, Renz Boadilla, La Union, Emmanuel Sorita, Kalinga, and Clark Cadiente, Iloilo. 1st Platoon Leader, Macario Tulyao, Cagayan. 2nd Platoon Leader, Yarif Samonte, Davao del Sur, with the company 1st Sergeant, Enrico Garceron, Quezon. Dignity Battalion Commander, Lucky Peninoy, Albay with his staff, Robert Manuel, Manila, Naro ng Chanco, Agusan del Sur, Jasper de los Reyes, Batangas, Bert Turtor, Negros Occidental, and John Quizon, Cebu. Gulf Company Commander Luis Batalla, Cavite, with his staff, Den Carlo Caño, Albay, Gabriel Lobhoy, Kalinga, and Eileen Fangayan, Mountain Province. First Platoon Leader, Patrick Cadano, Bulacan. Second Platoon Leader, Jeff Balansay, Pangasinan, with a company First Sergeant, Rodel Dapon, North Cotabato. Hawk Company Commander Michael Leonor, Davao City, with his staff, Ivan Aurelio, Puerto Princesa, Reggie Bolingit, Baguio City, and Saidan Romero, Kalinga. First Platoon Leader Maki Magana, Pangasinan. Second Platoon Leader Al Infante, Dumaguete City, with a company First Sergeant, Kling Lagapa, Agusan del Sur. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, the lieutenants and ensigns of PMA Siklab-Laya Class of 2025.
God! Tinok! To! Oh! Pinuno! Oh! Pino, tapos na po ang seremonya. Pinuno, antabay salong.
Alis! Alibay. Alibay. Sak! Oh!
That concludes our commencement exercises for the PMA Siklab-Laya Class of 2025. On behalf of the Superintendent, Vice Admiral Cesar Bernard and Valencia, Philippine Navy, the Commandant of Cadets, Brigadier General Ramon P. Flores, Philippine Army, and the Dean of Academics, Brigadier General Jose de Mar A. Pali, Corps of Professors, we thank the President and all of our guests for being part of another milestone in the history of the Philippine Military Academy. To our graduates, the members of PMA Siklab-Laya Class of 2025, congratulations and God bless. Maraming salamat po at mabuhay ang Republika ng Pilipinas.
First question po, may we get